So here's how to get traffic. Okay, so now we have to get traffic to our offer, and we have two ways to do it. We have cold and we have warm. Cold is strangers. So if you're the type of person who says, I have no audience, I have no following, I have no skills, I'm brand new, that's cold. That's as hard as it gets. So the goal, and I'm gonna show you how to do this in a second, is you would wanna do 100 reach outs per day. Usually it's about 20 an hour, okay? And the reason I say 20 an hour, I said this earlier, is you usually get a spam block. You're gonna get very low response rate because these are strangers, so they don't know you, so 10% response rate. And then let's say you get 3 calls and you close 1 maybe. Some people, you'll have to do, 300 reach outs to close 1 deal. Okay, so that would be cold. Warm would be people who is following you, commenting, they're already engaged on your profile. So if you were outreaching to them, you do 100 reach outs per day, 20 per hour, okay? You do a 30% response rate, probably have 6 calls, and then let's say we close 2 to 3 close, okay? So the benefit of warm traffic is if you reach out to people on your IG, so let me go on my screen right here. If I go to my IG and I'm outreaching to my followers, way more likely they're gonna convert because they follow me. If I outreach to people who I'm not following or they're not following me, it's way less likely that it's gonna succeed. Now, when you start outreaching, what I would start with is start with where your following is, your Facebook, your Instagram, wherever people follow you, LinkedIn, Twitter, Threads, I don't care. Wherever you can send DMs, where you have a good amount of followers, start there. That's the lowest hanging fruit. Try to turn those conversations into sales. Then what you want to do from there is then go to cold. Cold is harder. So I usually don't have people start with that unless they have no other option. They have no money. They have no business skill. They have, they can't take any risk. The only risk with reaching out to a stranger who says no is nothing. I mean, you can just do it again tomorrow. What I will do is if they follow me is I'll say, hey, George, thanks for following me. What's your business goal? Right? Because I'm selling business consulting. What I did when I sold fitness, say, hey, George, thanks for following me. What's your fitness goal? If I don't know them, then I'll reach out and usually I'll start with a compliment. Okay. And I'll say, George, hope this isn't weird to say, love that Corvette. I was thinking about getting one. How's it run? And then that starts the conversation. Now, if you need to see full-blown messaging conversations, you can click the link down below to my free group, and we have those trainings in there. I can't possibly cover these on the call, but we'll have hour and a half trainings watching us literally reply to people. So you guys can actually see that. What you guys need to do then is make sure that you track your response rates and you track how many people are coming to the call. So when we go back to the sheet right here, if you're not tracking this, you can't possibly know if it's working. So I didn't know this when I started a business and I didn't know what the number should be. So the good news here is if you reach out to 100 people and you have less than 10% responses on cold, you know your first liner is weird. If you book less than 3 calls, you know your messaging process after they respond is off. And if you can't close one, then you know you have a sales issue. That's the whole point of metrics in business, guys, is you know exactly what the issue is. When we go to warm, you can do 100 reach outs per day, right? It's the same thing, but your response rate should be higher. So if you're getting less than 30% response rate, you have a first message issue. If you're getting less than 6 calls, you have a process issue in your messaging after the first opener. And then if you're not closing 2 to 3, that's an issue as well. So you just need to make sure you're constantly tracking your numbers because business is not emotional. It's very logical. Now, if all else fails, you can do boosted posts. So a lot of people will say, hey, Tanner, that's too much work. It's really hard. And to that, I would say, yeah, it is. But it's also very high ROI and profit, and you can learn a lot of skills. But if you have more money than time, you can do a boosted post. Now, for a boosted post, first, let me show you how to do it. It's really simple. You just go to a post here. You click Boost Reel. And then once you click Boost Reel, you always do visit your profile. The benefit of a boosted post is it's a cheap way to run ads. Most ads are doing direct to a page or direct to a DM, so you're having a conversation. What a boosted post is it just pushes them to your profile. You're not having a conversation, but they're engaging. Okay, so to visit your profile, you can either do suggested audience or you can pick an audience. So for most of you guys, you can start with suggested. If you want to pick an audience too, you can come in here, you can turn this off. You can choose the age range 22 to, let's say 22 to 40. You can pick your interest, right? I could do like fitness, whatever, okay? Fitness and wellness. Whatever you think your ideal avatar is gonna be hanging out. You do locations, do United States, etc. Okay? And then you can start boosting the post. Now, when you boost the post, you'll do your budget right here and you'll launch it. People will say, Tanner, what should I spend in a day? It comes down to how many leads you want a day. So I'm gonna show you the metrics for that in just a second. But to see how well the boosted posts are performing, come to your dashboard right here. Give it a second. And then it'll show all your numbers here. This is gonna show you how well it's performing, okay? So for here, you can see I had $145 spent and 117 profile visits. It's pretty trash, it's not very good. So if I was gonna come over here and show you metrics for boosted posts, usually what you are looking for is you want 10 to 20 cent profile views, okay? Then you want $1 to $2 per follower, okay? For an example, you spent $1,000, okay? You had 500 followers. Back this up, okay? You had 150 people reply, so that's usually 30%. That's where that comes from. So 150, 500 and 150 people reply, excuse me, is 30% replies. And then you put 10% of those into calls, so you get 15 calls, and let's say 4 close. Okay. Well, if you're selling a program at $2,000 and you spend $1,000, you just made $7,000 of profit. There's no reason none of that should work unless you're just not very good and you need to work on your skills. Simple as that. If you need to work on your skills, there's a link down below. You can have a call with me and my team and we can help you build these skills. But that's as simple as that. If you can't get this to work, you're just not good at it. It's like saying, hey, I go up to a ton of girls and none of them say yes to a date. It's because you're weird. You're saying weird stuff. It's just as simple as that. You have to learn how to do these skills.